Greetings. Today is May 6, 2020. Time now is 7:40 on Wednesday. And I just happened to see some updates on the city of New York and their agenda as it concerns the homeless. And I did a spread last week of the storyline that I am going with, which putting the pieces to the puzzle together. That's my theory. So here is another piece to the puzzle, family, and I want you to see how this plays into the pop-up hospitals. Okay, because what we need to understand about the homeless is that they're sickly. There's no way that people can live on the streets for years and go without proper nutrition, proper health care, and proper adequate sleep and a proper place to live without becoming sick. And primarily, if you are over a certain age, you're subjected to the consequences of being homeless. Your health will spin out of shape. You are not getting the proper rest without all of the extra stuff that comes with living in these shelters or living on the street or wherever it is you're from pillar to post. So it does tear the body down. And then you have the viciousness that's going on inside of these shelters that they're not documenting and telling people. People's lives are being snuffed out, murdered, injured, very much so injured, and the list goes on of things that they're doing secretively. So the pop-up hospitals, family, is going to be when they get so badly sick, they're going to rush them over to these sites. They don't want to mix them with the regular hospitals because there are regular people in those hospitals, okay, that are going to see things that they don't want you to know. They don't want the world to know. So they're going to get rid of their homeless situation through these pop-up hospitals. They've hired a particular crew to be in them, and you see who's implementing things, the New York City police. So it's gonna get real grimy. But listen to this story. So let me tell you a little bit about what this story is. This story is the New York City trains, okay, where the homeless have taken refuge, the ones that do not want to be raped, poisoned, beat down, spit on, disrespected, cursed out, their lives threatened, or even vicious fights, injuries sustained, or even murder. So they've chosen not to go in the homeless shelter, and therefore they have picked the subways and the buses. But primarily this is about the subway. So de Blasio said in the clip that I did, he was begging MTA and everyone else to shut the trains down between 1 and 5 a.m. So apparently that request has gone through, and it started yesterday. They shut the trains down. This has never happened in the history of New York City trains, ever. So they shut the trains down. So they said it was 2,000 homeless. It's probably way more than that were shuffled onto the streets with nowhere to go. They didn't have the trains to sleep on last night. And I didn't mention this, I need to throw the young homeless in as well. The young homeless are just as much volatile as those that are older, but the older homeless are way more volatile. They're more subjected to wind up dead. And I've shown you the three areas that they're going to, or they have set up for the massive amounts of dead bodies. Okay, Jacob Javits Center, Central Park. Uh, well, it's actually called Seneca Village. The name now is Central Park, but the original name is Seneca Village. And then of course you have the hospital ship. Okay, the military ship that Donald Trump had come from Virginia, the U.S. something. You all can look at the videos on my channel, and you can see the I put it all up there for you. So here now we have them shutting the subways down. So all of the people that slept on the subways had to be shuffled off into the street. Now that means that people are going to start dying because many of these people are very sick. Okay, and they're not being given proper health care treatment or anything. And look who's behind it. Notice now, you don't see a whole lot of black police officers involved in this big ass scheme and plan that the city of New York has to take care of the forced into homeless citizens and residents, and many of them are probably originally native born, native raised from the city of New York. Okay, so those are the ones that are being kicked out on the street, and those, if anything happens to them, I guarantee you, they're gonna wind up in these pop-up hospitals. And because if they send them to a regular hospital, you have regular employees there that they're going to be paying attention to what's going on. So they can't fire people like that. They know the ones that work for them that, have a different side to them, which is a good different side, the kind that'll tell on their ass. So they can't just go along and start firing people that they know are whistleblowers. So what's the best thing to do? See, these people, I'm telling you that, not people, scratch that, these entities are demonic as hell, okay? And they're very calculating, very manipulative, very cunning, very dirty people. Very dirty. It doesn't get any dirtier than this, okay? These are grimy ass demons, okay? I honestly think most of them are from the era of the mob, but even the mob, like, I don't even think that, even because even the Italian mob had like certain shit they wouldn't do. You understand? They had a code inside of that organized crime organization or whatever. This is like the bottom feed shit. I mean, this is like, I don't even know anymore. But anyway, here's this article. Okay, I'm gonna read this article to you all. So I'm gonna break this video up. And by the way, family, I'm not getting any views on YouTube. Okay, LiveTube has shut down my views. So if you happen to catch this video, you happen to see it, share the video. Share it with people that have larger platforms, or they're actually still getting views. And share the video, and see if other platforms would share the video to other people. So listen to this. It says Corona ends New York City's 24-hour subway service. Thousands of homeless thrown onto the streets overnight. This article is just printed today, May 6, 2020. So it says this is a picture. I'm going to throw the picture up. An MTA technician decontaminates a Q train Tuesday night at the 96th Street subway station in Manhattan. So here it goes. A full shutdown of the subway system proved to be hard to manage early Wednesday when the MTA made good on Governor Cuomo's order to close it for 4 hours each night, and many were left frustrated by the drastic decision. The 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. closure forced more than 2,000 confused homeless people onto streets and buses, a move the governor on Tuesday said was necessary in order to disinfect the city's vast transit network. At 12:55 a.m., 20 sleepy strap hangers staggered off a train at Brooklyn Flatbush Avenue Station on the number 2 line. A group of 6 cops told them to leave. They didn't make any announcement on the train, yelled Tyrone Batt, 35, who struggles with drug addiction and spends many of his nights on the trains. I need help. I'm not going to a shelter. I went 5 years ago. I got robbed. People tried to rape me 3 times. Wow. Good God. This has been going on for years. So what this man is saying, that shit has been going on for decades in these shelters, okay, in the city of New York. It's like prison with fewer guards. Bate declined the help from a group of 6 homeless outreach workers on the subway platform and joined 8 of his fellow vagabonds upstairs aboard a trash bag-ridden B-44 bus. This is another picture. A B-44 select bus in Brooklyn where a dozen homeless people fled Wednesday after being booted from the subway system. So it goes on to say, private cleaners earning $18 an hour were assigned to disinfect the cleared out Flatbush Avenue subway station at that point. But 30 minutes prior, half of the 12 persons cleaning crew walked off the job because they were not provided with enough protective equipment. Hello. We were given 1 pair of gloves and only a few of us got masks, said one worker who asked not to be named because of her immigration status. They said they would give us gowns. I bought my own mask. They gave me a safety vest, but they made me give it back. The remaining cleaners were quickly given fresh overalls and masks after the job action and used spray bottles and mops to quickly wipe down trains at the station. Here's another picture. NYPD transit officer escorts a man out of the 96th Street subway station, late Tuesday night. The disinfecting efforts was a different story in Manhattan on the northern end of the A line at 207th Street in Inwood, where workers used high-powered scrubbers and chemicals to clean the station's floors. More than a dozen homeless people were cleared off the upper Manhattan platform around 1:20 a.m. in order to make way for the cleaning. Most disappeared into the night without boarding a bus or accepting help from outreach workers, but a few down and outs gave in and agreed to be transported to a shelter. They want to take me to a safer place, said Andrea Smith, 38, of the Bronx, who sat on a bench near the 207th Street station, surrounded by all her worldly possessions packed into a shopping trolley. I'm tired of taking my endless tours of the subway. I just want to find a place in a shelter. I need some rest. People who aren't homeless were also blindsided by the shutdown. I guess they were. I guess they were. In all my life of living in New York, born and raised, and using the subways, that's just something that has been known worldwide. The city that never sleeps. Y'all remember those cliches and mottos? Yeah. So now they have shut the city that never sleeps. It's sleeping now from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. You better recognize, okay? Better go ask somebody. You try to get from your job and you use the subway, you're screwed. Okay? You better call Uber, and you better have some Uber money, or have somebody to come pick you up, or better have a bus that can get you where you need to go. Don't be living in New Jersey and trying to use them damn trains. Okay? So, or somewhere. It could be anything. You may be trying to get back home, but I'm gonna read to you what happened with one passenger, and I'm pretty sure this is just one story. New York has millions and millions and millions of people that are dependent on the subway. So they just picked one man out of all of these millions of people who were affected by their shutdown of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. This one guy now is the only story. That's garbage. If you all believe that, I know y'all don't. I know those of you that listen to my channel have enough sense to know that ain't way it's going down. But anyway, here it goes. The city that never sleeps. Okay. It says people who aren't homeless were also blindsided by the shutdown. Alan, 59, who asked his last name not be printed, swiped. Okay, that means he paid. He swiped his card through the turnstile at Flatbush Avenue at about 12:45 a.m. Okay. Police told him to turn around. Now, did they give him his damn money back? No. I work at Duane Reade in Manhattan. I live in Washington Heights. I went to my girlfriend's place to drop off some money, he said. What kind of crap is going on here in New York? Question mark. I want to go home. I'm going to get robbed in Brooklyn. A bunch of knuckleheads live out here, and now these cops are kicking me out. They're not going to help. They're not going to help me. Alan went upstairs and tried to board a B103 bus to start his long track home, but it was too full and he had to wait on the sidewalk for the next one. Okay? Here's another picture. A hazmat technician decontaminates a Q train in the 96th Street subway station late Tuesday night. They need more hazmat. They should have gave everybody those hazmat suits. Oh, look at this. They got a sign up now. Isn't this sweet? No subway service every night between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. starting Wednesday, May 6th. All right, here we go. A sign advises riders of the closure at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue station in Brooklyn, New York, as the MTA subway system prepares to shut down overnight for the first time in its history on Tuesday, May 5th. Okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got real big plans. An MTA worker cleans a Q train at the Coney Island Stillwell Avenue station in Brooklyn, New York, late Tuesday. So that's it, family. That's the story, and it's getting real turned up and real grimy. It really is. It really is. So whoever lives in Coney Island, you're stuck out there between. You better get on that train. The last train leaves at, I guess, 12 midnight. And if you ain't on that one, you're screwed. You stuck in Coney Island, or you stuck at the other end to get back to Coney Island. So that's how it is. And don't have no damn third shift job, or really the second shift job. That means your ass is just stay at your damn job. Might as well move your furniture and everything into where you work at, because you can't get back home when you get off your shift. So that's what it is. But anyway, that's it for this one, family. It's your girl, Goddess Terrain, aka G9. Have a great day, family. Black Power.